Hello everybody. If you're wondering what this is a new router by Google. And it's not the cheapest one. This one cost $129. And I think they're charging $300 for the set of 3. So why would you need this expensive router with this fancy name instead of just your plain $20 router that you can pick up at any store? Well, the problem is routers are getting hacked, and they're getting hacked all the time. And when they're hacked, you're pretty much exposed to anyone on the web that knows about the hack. And usually a lot of people know about hack. And you are exposed until the manufacturer applies a new firmware, which doesn't happen very often. And when it happens, it only happens for certain models. So if you bought an old one or by some company that is not very well known or respected, your firmware will not get updated. So you're basically stuck with a hole in your network. Unless you would by yourself apply custom firmware. There are certain ones like Tomato, there's a WRT, which you can patch yourself and which you can set up yourself. Now, Google completely manages these home Wi-Fi systems. So when there is a hack, if there is a hack, they'll patch it immediately. So from the security perspective, this is probably the best that you can do nowadays. So let's open it up and see what's inside. Ooh, nice hockey puck looking thingy. So here are some tech specs, if you'd like to read them. Quick start instructions. Ethernet cable and power cable. Now some people report double or even triple the speed that they usually get with their regular router. So I'll test it in a minute. But what I can tell is that I currently have some problems with my regular router, and I don't have an expensive router, but it's not an old model either. It's one of the TP-Link routers, and it cuts in and out. So I would lose my Wi-Fi connection every 10-15 minutes. And currently I have Fios service that gives me 50-50, so 50 down, 50 up. But in truth I get these numbers. I get 28 down and 31 up. So let's see if this guy improves the performance of the Wi-Fi network. So I just plugged in the router and downloaded their app and went through simple setup. It asked me for a name for my Wi-Fi and a password. And then it downloaded the latest update from Google. This is something that I was talking about in the beginning, that it's very important that your router is updated as often as possible by the manufacturer. So let's see what they can do. So it says everything looks good, your network is online. And I guess you can set up a guest network if you have visitors and you don't want them to access your primary network. You can pause the internet to a specific device or group of devices. And from outside of your home, you can use Google Wi-Fi app to pause the device and manage your Wi-Fi. You can also add a family member as a manager so that they can access all these features. So it shows you the number of devices connected, shows you the health of the network. You can check the network, you can change its settings. And also this router does not have public-facing or even the intranet-facing management console. So that limits your exposure and reduces your security risk. So let's check the speed of the network. Now I have a Y set up. So it's I have a modem that's public facing. Into that modem is plugged in a TP-Link router that I'm leaving for the IoT devices. And then in the same modem I plugged in this Google Wi-Fi access point. So let's see how it checks against the old connection. It doesn't look that much different. 25 versus 27 that I used to get. Now remember, this thing is 3 floors down. So there are 2 floors between me and this access point. I'll check if I'll get a better connection next to it. But what I'm really looking for is more stable connection that I used to get with my old router. Okay, so I just went downstairs, and on the first 2 floors I get a significant bump in the speed. So you see, I used to get 27, 28, 29 with the old router. With the new one on the 3rd floor I get 25, 22. But on the first 2 floors I get 10, 15 megabit bump. So the first floor is 44 down, 36 up. And the second floor is 41 down, 33 and a half up. So that's a significant bump. What people are saying that it doubles or triples your internet speed, that's probably not true unless you used to have a really old router before purchasing this Google Wi-Fi. But it does improve the performance of the network. Now again, I'm looking for stability and security of the network. And I think we get those 2 things with this new Google Wi-Fi system. So have fun playing. Thank you.